Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our play-by video of Arkham Horror, the doom that came to Arkham, and we're just about to start turn 11. One thing to mention is that Innsmouth, which is the board right up there, is currently under martial law. It was under martial law from when we got halfway up the doom track. I didn't mention it because nobody has actually had to roll for it. There are only certain locations in Innsmouth where you have to roll for martial law. Basically, it's main Innsmouth locations. You don't evade, then you'll get took to the police station. It doesn't apply to Falcon Point, Devil's Reef, or Your Hat Ain't Fly. They're sort of looked after by the Deep Ones themselves, so they don't have a need for the Innsmouth police force to sort of help them out. But in the main locations on the main Innsmouth board, then you do have to roll an evade check every time you stop in a location, even a street location. And those are the little red numbers that are under each location. Those are the modifiers that you get to your evade check. But nobody's been in there since martial law has been enforced. And as I say, Falcon Point, Devil's Reef and Your Hat Ain't Fly do not come under martial law. So Finn is perfectly fine at Devil Reef. Well, as fine as you can be at Devil Reef. Okay, having gone through that, let's get on with turn 11. And our first investigator is Agnes Baker. As Agnes and her party looked up from Dr. Lee's quick dispatch of the Elder Thing, she saw two more monsters heading towards them. "Get out of here, Dr. Lee. I have them." She noticed Patrice heading towards them too. "Look, you two head out. Thomas and I can handle this." With shotgun in hand and spell at the ready, Agnes went to battle. After killing the two monstrosities, Agnes looked over at Thomas. "Time to try and track down Finn again, I think. Let's see if he's checking out his moonshine stills out in the woods." So here we are with Agnes. First things first, we've got to roll for her blessing. So let's do that straight away. And a 5. That's good enough. She keeps a blessing. That's brilliant. What else is she going to do? Well, she's not going to update any of her sliders at all. She's going to move to the woods. There's a clue there, and she's going to try and pick that up. Now, we do have a environment card, weather, so we've got 1 less movement point, but she's got 4 and she only needs 3, so that's going to be fine. Once in the woods, she'll have a standard encounter there. Something shows up to fight. Well, she's got the shotgun, she's got loads and loads of spells. She should be just groovy. Right, that is it for Agnes Baker. Next up, it will be Patrice Hathaway. Patrice had decided to head on to the asylum after all. Her head was still spinning, and she wasn't doing anyone any service by not caring for herself. She turned and headed through the merchant district, where she chanced upon Agnes and Dr. Lee. She stopped and spoke to them briefly, noticing that Agnes had dropped 2 new shells into her shotgun. Dr. Lee noticed that Patrice was swaying a bit, and recommended she visit some of his friends up at the asylum. Patrice smiled and said that was exactly where she was heading. Vincent smiled back, and Patrice handed him the Elder Sign with the strange star symbol, and she hoped that it would bring him luck. Vincent remembered that there was a small contribution request at the asylum and gave Patrice $2. He told her to get the help she needed. She thanked them both and continued through town. At the asylum, telling the on-call physician that she was a friend of Dr. Vincent Lee had many benefits. They took her into treatment immediately, administered several drugs. Her mind swam, but she remembered a concert several years ago when she played Paganini, and the rumour had been that he had taken some medications to compose his songs. When she awoke sometime later, she was in her bed. The doctors told her she should be okay. She thanked them, but she needed to return to saving the world. The doctors nodded and wondered if they shouldn't have upped her doses. So here we are with Patrice. She's going to update her law and luck, so she's going to put her law up to 5. So all the way for Patrice on law. Movement, she's going to stay where she is because she wants to read the King in Yellow, and that should hopefully give her 4 more clues. With her will as high up as possible, hopefully we'll be able to do it, and we have got library use as well. So that'll be pretty cool. But then we're just going to have a regular Arkham Asylum encounter, but depending on how many sanity we lose, we might just get the free sanity back. Yeah, because we don't want anything bad to happen, so perhaps we might just get the sanity back instead. We shall see. We'll see how reading the King in Yellow goes. Right, so Otherworld encounter none, Mythos encounter we just take what we find. That is it for Patrice. Next up is Vincent Lee. The showdown in the Merchant District streets was something to behold. Tourists who had come for the 4th of July celebrations that coincided with the 200th anniversary of the founding of Arkham scattered in all directions before a ravening ghoul and the myriad tiny strange sparks that were spinning and jumping from one person to another in the cacophony of screaming and shouting. Agnes had blown the head clean off the ghoul, and after handing the shotgun to Thomas for reloading, she was now chanting against the burrowing sparks as panicked people fled left, right and centre. Vincent held firm in the chaos, and amidst it all he was able to find and stop Patrice Hathaway as she wandered dazed through the seething crowd. The violinist was in a bad way, talking about a portal at the witch house and that she had the sign, the elder sign. Vincent managed to calm her down. She wasn't in any fit state to travel to the witch house, that was for sure. "I'll do it, old girl. Here, give me the parchment. Take this money and go to the asylum. Ask for a Dr. Fern. Tell her that Vinny sent you. Remember, Dr. Fern, and that Vinny sent you. Go on now. Run along." And here we are with Vincent. Well, first thing he's going to do is going to use his physician ability, and he's going to give himself stamina. And so he should, it's about time. And he's also going to use the terrible old man's ability. He's going to use one of his focus to get a sanity back. So he's back to full sanity and full stamina. That is great. Is he going to update any of his sliders? Yes, he is. His law and luck is going to go to 3 and 3. He has an elder sign now, so he doesn't particularly have to have his law high. And if we're going in another world, let's get our law up, our luck up. So he's done that. Now he's delayed, so all he'll be doing is standing up during the movement phase. Then he'll have another world encounter. Hopefully he will be able to move on from there and won't get delayed again. Mythos phase, well, Mythos phase, Smithos phase. We take what we get. That is it for Vincent. Next up is Michael McGlenn. Mike wiped his brow of sweat as he hoofed it through this unknown land. He paused to rest a moment and noticed that his path took him down to a beach by an endless sea. A blue mist hovered above the water. Something caught his attention. He shook his head in disbelief. Things moved slowly along the beach deep in the mist. It appeared to be huge, but he could only make out the silhouette. Large wings, huge clawed hands and some sort of tentacles. It was as big as an ocean liner and made a deep rumble that rivaled any ship's horn. Well, I'm not going that way, he thought. Wiping his brow again, he turned back inland and walked on. A sense of wellness came over him as he walked, as if someone held him in a prayer. He felt blessed. Finally, he saw the unvisited isle through a shimmering gate. He was almost home again. Here we are with Michael. Yes, hopefully he will get back to the unvisited isle this turn. Upkeep. Is he going to move his sliders? Yes, he is, because he's going to try and shut that gate with fight. So let's get it as high as we can. Unfortunately, he's only got one focus, so he will be at 5 and 2. During the movement phase, he's going to go to the unvisited isle. Arkham encounter phase, he is going to try and close and seal that gate with Patrice's clues, hopefully. She's got plenty, so hopefully he'll be able to shut that gate, no problem. If she gets like 4 clues off the, the King in Yellow, then we may even be able to spend a few clues just in case the rolls don't go our way. Let's get that gate shut. Okay, that is it for Michael McGlenn. We don't have to roll for his blessing because it's the first turn that he got it. Next up is Daryl Simmons. As Father Mateo said his prayer, the face of the young man faded from Daryl's thoughts, only to be replaced by another, older-looking man. Daryl recognised him as the gangster, Michael McGlenn. He was surrounded by a strange burning white light. Daryl felt a hand on his shoulder and snapped out of the daze. Looking up, Father Mateo smiled down and said, "No need to worry, my friend. It can have that effect on some people. I feel it worked though, and they now go with the Lord's blessing." Still a little shocked as to what had just happened, Daryl decided he should get some of his wounds looked at St Mary's Hospital. It wasn't that far. So here we are with Daryl. He's not going to update any of his sliders. All he needs is speed, and he's got it at 5 anyway. He's going to move 3 to St Mary's Hospital, so even with the -1 because of the Mythos card, he's easily got enough to get there. He's got plenty of money, so he's going to pay $2 to fully heal during the encounter phase, and then the Mythos phase, he will take it as it comes. So that is it for Daryl. After him, it's up to Innsmouth and Finn Edwards. Sighing, Finn climbed up the edge of the reef, muttering, "What a day," as he finished the trek. First he emerged from the portal to find a creature, the spitting image of a rat thing he'd heard of from his childhood. Though what it was doing this far away from the witch house, he had no idea. At least when he managed to seal up the portal, the creature got dragged in, along with a couple of other things that seemed to come from the general direction of Arkham. Then he found himself seeming to be underwater, in the home of those fish creatures, like the one that he'd seen in French Hill. So apparently there was some sort of exchange happening between them. He crept his way up through the passages, hiding when he sensed a creature close by, until he made it up to the edge. Seeing a glint at the edge of the reef, he crept closer and found a body, clutching a strange book. Taking the book, he thought of a few people who might like to check it out. Sitting down near the body, he gazed towards Innsmouth. There seemed to be a ruckus over there, and Finn hoped that his friends were safe. So here we are with Finn Edwards. What he's going to do is he's actually going to put 2 of these clues onto the Deep One track. We're just going to cover off the fact that we are experiencing some Deep One activity. So we'll cover that off. We've got 2 tokens on the Deep One Rising track, but now we've covered that off with 2 clues. What else are we going to do? Well, we're not going to update any of the sliders, so that's fine. He's not going to move, he's going to stay on Devil Reef. He's just open for one of those encounters where he will be able to move off the reef. If he gets a chance, he'll try and get to Kingsport, but otherwise it may be Innsmouth or Arkham. We shall have to see. Other than that, we've got to do a few rolls. First of all, for his bank loan. A 6. And that means he doesn't have to pay off any more of his bank loan. And we've got to roll for his blessing. And he's lost his blessing. First time he rolled for it. So, unlucky. So, I should have rolled for his blessing first. Never mind. Hopefully, we're near the end, so it won't matter. But unfortunately, he has lost his blessing. Right, so that is it for poor old Finn. Oh, there's the Book of Dejan. Let's put it up here. I'll sort that out in a second. There we go. Right, that is it for Finn. That is it for the upkeep phase. Next up, it's the movement phase. And here we are looking at Agnes. So 1, 2, 3, and she will pick up that clue. That gives her 6 clues. Great. Okay, that is it for Agnes. Next up is Patrice Hathaway. And here's Patrice, but Patrice isn't going anywhere. She's going to stay at Arkham Asylum, but she is going to spend some movement points. So what we're going to do is see if she can read the king in yellow. She had a go at this a few turns ago, didn't manage. So exhaust and spend 2 movement points. We'll do that and make a law -2 check. So that's what we're going to do. Let's put that out there. So a law -2 check. She put a law up to 5, so she's going to get 3 dice. So let's dig 3 dice out. Pop them in the cup. And she fails, but we've got library use. When you make any law check, add +1 to each die you roll for the purposes of checking for successes. And she's rolled 3s and a 1 again. So, unfortunately, even with the help of library use, she yet again has been unable to read the king in yellow. It must be in the original French. So we'll put that back. She can always have another go. She doesn't lose any sanity or anything, so no big deal. But that is still a bit of a downer. We could have done with those extra clues for re-rolls. Well, it's not re-rolls, is it? For extra rolls. But, c'est la vie. That is it for Patrice. After Patrice, it's Vincent Lee. And here's Vincent Lee. All he's doing is standing up. So Vincent stands up. That is it for Vincent. After Vincent, it is Michael McGlenn. Here's Michael, and he's leaving Unknown Kadath, and he's going over to the Unvisited Isle. So let's just pop across and see him there. And here's Mike at the Unvisited Isle, complete with his Explored token, which I've remembered for a change. That is it for Mike's movement. After Mike, it is Daryl Simmons. Here's Daryl at South Church. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, straight across to St Mary's Hospital. That is it for his movement. And after Daryl, it will be Finn Edwards. Here's Finn at Devil Reef. He's not moving anywhere, so he's not having much movement. That is it for the movement phase. Next up is the Arkham Encounter phase. Here we are at the Arkham Encounter phase, and here we are with Agnes, and she's in the woods, so that's the red deck. The red Uptown deck, a quick shufty, and a cut. The woods. You come across a cringing dog. Pass a sneak -1 check to catch him and calm him. Oh, this is... I know who this is. We've had this one before. It's Duke. But we don't have the food, so we are going to have to make the check. Sneak -1. Sneak is 0. But you know what? We like Duke. And we got that clue. So let's spend a clue. Because it's going to be a blessed dice. So we've got half. We've got a 50% chance. And we get a 5. Brilliant. We like Duke. So I think it's Duke anyway. I think we've had this one before. So we've passed the sneak check. If you have food, you can discard that to automatically pass the check. Blah, 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 blah. You see by the collar that he's named Duke. Take his ally card. Woo! So that's good. We have another ally. I'm sure we picked Duke out. We'll check. But I think we did. I think he's in here. So, and Duke, hurrah! So there we go. We've got another ally. We'll take a quick look at him. See what benefits that Agnes will get. So she gets +1 maximum sanity. She goes up to 6 sanity. Discard immediately to restore your sanity to its maximum. Well, we're not going to do that because it's Duke and I won't allow it. So Agnes gets another ally to go with Thomas. And she's spent that clue, but it doesn't really matter. She's still got 5 left. After Agnes, it's going to be Patrice, and she's in Arkham Asylum. And here's Patrice in Arkham Asylum. Because she didn't read the King in Yellow, she didn't lose any sanity, so she's at full sanity, so she can't take any benefit from the text encounter there. So we're actually going to have a normal uptown encounter. Sorry, downtown encounter. We've just been in uptown. Right, so here we go. Arkham Asylum. You sneak into a finger painting session. Gain 1 sanity. She's already at full sanity, but at least something bad didn't happen. So that was okay. She's enjoying some finger painting. How lovely. After Patrice, it would normally be Vincent Lee, but Vincent's in another world, so we'll skip him, and that means we go to the meat and potatoes of this session. Yes, it's Michael McGlenn, and he's going to try and shut that gate. And here we are with Mike. Yes, he's going to try and shut the unknown Kadath gate, which is a -1 gate. We got rid of that being a bib, so that's cool. So it's -1 off his fight of 5, which will be 4 blessed dice. So we have 4 blessed dice. We need a single success. And we get a single success, we get a 4. So this is shut. It is a triangle gate, but I don't think we've got any triangle monsters. No, 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 no. So we don't lose any monsters, but he does get a gate trophy. We will put that on his player tray. We can take away his explode token, and we can take away the gate. He is going to spend 5 of Patrice's clues, so let me dig those out. That leaves her with 2 clues left. So there we go. It's a good job that Vincent has got the Elder sign. So we'll spend those, and we will get a blue sign of funkiness. And we will seal this gate. Out of the way. Get that out of the way. And there we go. Awesome. Well done, Mike. You're a star. Okay, that is our 5th seal. That is absolutely fab. Righto, that's it for Mike. Next up is Daryl Simmons. And here we are with Daryl. He's going to use the text encounter here, and he's going to spend $2 to bump his stamina up to its maximum. So he gets 4 stamina, putting him back to 6. So he's feeling a hell of a lot better. Great. Okay, that is it for Daryl. After him, it is Finn Edwards. And here's Finn, who unfortunately is no longer blessed. So let's hope we don't get a bad encounter. It's the green deck. And it's Devil Reef. So let's have a read. You find the wrecked remains of a small rowboat. You can see wide claw marks and large fish scales throughout the debris. Gain 1 clue token and lose 1 sanity. Well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. But it's unfortunate that it wasn't a fully functioning rowboat. Let's sort that out. He goes down to 2 sanity, but he gets a clue token. Alright, so that is it for Finn. That is it for the Arkham encounter phase. Let's move on to the Otherworld encounter phase. And here we are with Vincent in the Otherworld encounter phase. So what we want is we want a blue or a green gate card. Yellow, that's no good. Another yellow. A blue. He's in Celeano, and we do have Celeano. The symbol above the doorway glows. Make a luck -1 check. Thankfully, we put his luck up. So his luck is 3, -1 is 2, and we've still got a -1 on a being a bib. So he gets a single dice. Not ideal. Come on. Come on. A 2. Rubbish. We're going to spend one of Patrice's clues. She's got one left. So, come on. Oh, there we go. And spend a clue. 4. Oh, shall we spend Patrice's last clue? Why not? We'll spend Patrice's last clue. We've really got to try, and I don't want him delayed or anything. I don't know what the result will be, but I don't want him delayed a 1. So we've wasted 2 clues, but I think we had to try that. Let's hope it isn't too bad. So what is it? If you pass, gain 2 stamina and 2 sanity. If you fail, discard 2 items of your choice. Oh my god. Oh god. Right. He's going to discard. Whew. I thought he had to discard the Elder Sign then. But no. I think a spell counts as an item. So he's going to discard Wither and the Dark Cloak. He is going to keep the Elder Sign. Oh, that was close. I thought he was going to have to get rid of the Elder Sign there. But a spell counts, I believe. Right, so that was bad. We lost 2 clues and we lost 2 items. The game fights back. Right, that is it for the Otherworld encounter phase. That was a bit grim. Okay, next up is the Laugh and Chuckle phase. And here we are at the Laugh and Chuckle phase, so let's get a Laugh and Chuckle card. Oh, this is bad. We need something good. Happy Days are here again. I think this is a good card. Yeah, whew. Oh, we get a Gate at the Woods, which opens right on top of Agnes. I actually mentioned to Stosha that this might happen, and it has, but it is a high frequency gate. It's not too bad. She'll be delayed, but at least she'll be in another world, and she does have 5 clues. So let's sort this gate out. So there we go. Let's see where she is going. And she's going to the Abyss. Not the nicest. Not the nicest place to go. Pop that in there. We are up to 8 on the Doom track. Put that on there. We need 2 monsters. Our first monster is a cultist. We always like a cultist. And the second monster is a crawling one. Well, we've seen the crawling one and the cultist before in this particular game. So I'll just sort those out. Back up to 7 monsters in Arkham. So that's the cultist. This is the crawling one. And poor old Agnes ends up in the Abyss on her side because she is delayed. We get a clue at the Historical Society. Dig a clue out. So there are now 2 clues at the Historical Society. Anything else for us to do? Monster movement and the rifts. We don't have to bother with the Deep One Rising track unless... Oh no, we'll be fine. There's only the Ghost up in Innsmouth. Square movement. That is bad news for Mike. It's bad news for Mike and Finn. Now, I'm just going to have to check the movement for Hounds of Tinderloss. They might go... I think they go to the nearest person. I'm just going to check that. Yes, I'm back. Yes, they do go to the closest person. And unfortunately, that's poor old Mike. But at least he's tooled up to the max. And it's what? It'll be -2 to evade. What's his evasion? He's got the silver key. He can get past 1. If he moves his sneak up, he'd have 2 dice and he's blessed. So he might actually be able to evade them. But you never know. He might just feel like giving him some... Well, he can't use his... He won't be able to use his Tommy gun, but You can use the enchanted blade. Perhaps he'll try and polish them off. We'll see, but that's bad. We've also got diamond movement. So have we got any diamonds anywhere? No, we haven't. So that's okay. And circles are moving on black. We have got a circle because we've got a crawling one. So that moves to uptown. Any other circles? I don't think so. Now, let's check the rift track. Oh, down here, the middle rift. The bottom row of the middle. Oh, that reminds me. One thing I forgot from last turn. Congregational should have been down there. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Was my symmetrical OCD coming in. That should have actually gone in there last Mythos. Let's have a look in here. And we get... I'll have to try to work out what it is. Oh, that's easy. It's North Point Lighthouse. So we've got North Point Lighthouse there. We should be okay on the rifts with any luck, so long as Vincent's luck improves in another world. Right, let's read the Mythos card. Happy days are here again. Environment urban. So we will get rid of New Moon. Let's get rid of that and discard it. Put our new card in here. Happy days are here again. Environment urban. Due to the renewed prosperity that has come to Arkham, the terror level cannot increase. Woohoo! So at least that wasn't bad. There we go. That is the Mythos phase, and it wasn't too bad really that turn. I mean, we've sealed another gate. We managed to dodge it. We dodged it with Vincent. Thank God he had 3 items, which meant he could keep hold of the Elder Sign, because he had to give 2 away. We lost 2 of Patrice's clues, but I think it was a fair enough gamble to try and get away with it. It didn't work, but at least we had those 3 items and could get rid of 2 of them without getting rid of that Elder Sign. He's going to need a big increase in luck because he no longer has any protection. He hasn't got the Wither spell and he hasn't got the Dark Cloak either, so he's in a bit of a pickle. Hopefully he'll be able to come out of it. We've got next turn at least, because he'll just be going to the second part of the Great Hall of Celeano, so hopefully the turn after that he'll get out and we'll get our 6th seal. Other than that, a gate opened at the woods, which means it sucked poor old Agnes through, but she's got 5 clues as well, so hopefully with 2 people in other worlds we may get a bit of a chance at least getting one of them out to seal a gate. Other than that, Michael is in big trouble because 2 Hounds of Tinderloss are now on his ass, but knowing Doug, he's probably going to chop him to bits. He's got the enchanted blade. He can't do it with his Tommy gun because they're physically immune, I believe. But you know, he can chop one up, and if he's in a bad way, he can use the silver key and do a runner. Other than that, yeah, okay. Nothing particularly bad about the card text that we got. So, terror level can't go up. Whoa, we did get an ally. We got Duke the dog. That's always good. So, +1 extra sanity for Agnes. She goes up to 6, so that's good. And yes, it went okay. Any time that you seal a gate, it's pretty good round. So, no complaints, no complaints. Could have been better, but we've sealed that gate. We've got 5 seals, we've only got 1 to go. We've got 2 people in other worlds. They both have the wherewithal to seal a gate for the win. So hopefully we will manage it. We will certainly have next turn, unless something happens where on the other world encounter phase they manage to come out early. I doubt that'll happen, but you never know. There are encounter cards that do allow you to return to Arkham. If we get one of those, we'll finish it next turn. But in all probability, it'll be a couple of turns before we get a chance to win this game. So that is it for turn 11. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for the dislikes. Thanks for all the help and support, and thank you for subscribing. It is much appreciated. Thanks to everybody who's been across the Board Game Links to upvote the site, and thank you to everybody at BGG who has liked the threads, liked the videos, and made any comments. Thank you so much. If you've spotted any errors, as normal, just give me a shout and I will do my best to rectify them. Hopefully we haven't made too many, and things are okay this turn, but any I've made, please let me know and I'll do my best to fix them as I say. So that is indeed it for turn 11. I do hope that you will join me for turn 12, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.